Hey, how's it going? It's your friendly neighborhood judge back again. Why am I wearing headphones? I don't need these. Anyway, hopefully my fridge will stop clipping in the background. But for now, till I get that fixed, I'm going to be covering two topics coming up in the future for My Hero Academia collectible card game. One of them is boxes. So first edition boxes might be getting phased out. And I personally feel like this is a good thing. It doesn't really need to be that. Let me show you. It doesn't really need to be that, that big of a deal. Most other card games do not care about first edition boxes. They don't really even print first edition boxes. First edition is usually left up to the pre-release events. Like you'll get something usually that's like a stamp or something. I know in Magic the Gathering they have a card that's usually like these, the box toppers that we get in each box. They usually have one of these in the pre-release kit that has like a stamp that has the date on it somewhere in the image to tell you when it was released during the pre-release. And it'll usually say like first edition at the bottom for every card that was in that pack. Or like Yu-Gi-Oh used to do that for a while, where they would do like pre-release cards were first editions, or anything that was sent out that first week had the first edition cards in them, and then after that it didn't. So it's not really a big deal in other card games to have first edition cards, but in My Hero it kind of became a big thing because first edition boxes were out for so long that by the time Unlimiteds came out, it was just like, oh, big deal, Unlimiteds. Like even with Crimson Rampage, I never even knew that Unlimited boxes were even out. I thought they were all still first editions. So moving from first edition to Unlimited everything, I think will possibly just, no one will notice, or maybe some people may notice. I don't know. It's something that I've been talking to people in the community about, and some people don't really care. I think only like 2 people I met cared about first editions, and that was it. They only cared about them because they just wanted to say first edition on their entire deck. But I hope that with them phasing out first edition boxes moving forward, I really hope that packaging changes. And I'm saying this not to say anything bad about whoever's designing the packages, but as far as compared to other card games, you cannot tell that this is a My Hero Academia collectible card game box by looking at it. You just can't tell. Like, there's nothing that says card game on it. There's nothing that says what it is. You just see 3 characters from My Hero, and that's it. So when it's on shelves and stores have opened them, you see that it says Crimson Rampage, but even that's kind of hard to read from afar, like maybe like 5 feet out. If this is behind like the register or like, propped up on a shelf somewhere in the back, you can barely even see that it says My Hero Academia collectible card game. Like, that is really small. Heck, even the logo up here, like that's the same logo that's right here. So, seeing that really small way in the background, like looking at the collectible card game and how it's like perspectiving out of focus, it gets smaller as it gets further. Like, even it's over there, even looking at that where it says card game, you can barely see the game part of it. So like, I hope that they change their packaging to be like other card games. Hopefully it'll say like My Hero across the front, or maybe something that references that this is the card game box, because I've definitely met a lot of people who love the anime, love the manga, however you want to pronounce it, and they walk past these boxes all the time, and they'll see me wearing a shirt in store and they'll want to talk to me about the latest season, or the premiere, or the latest chapter, and then I ask them about the card game and they're like, there's a card game? What? How did I not know about this? Because you can't see that it says it on the box. So maybe if they showed the cards, like kind of like how Pokemon does, where they have like see-throughs of the cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh does that. and Magic does that from time to time, where you can see the cards inside so you know it's the card game product. Maybe that might help. But I hope packaging changes moving forward for Heroes Clash. I don't know how Heroes Clash looks. I hope that it says My Hero on it. But if it's the same image that we're already seeing, maybe we'll have to wait till set 4. But I definitely hope they do change packaging. But as far as the first edition goes, I don't really see anybody caring too much about it. Some stores didn't even know that first edition was not going out like that, or that Jazzco Games is phasing out first edition boxes. So definitely speak with your store if you notice that pre-release prices start to fluctuate in some areas. Maybe they had pre-release boxes less than $100 if you pre-ordered, and now they're like above $100. That might be why. A lot of store owners are starting to talk to their Asmodee reps, don't know how to pronounce that, and they're finding out that first edition boxes are not going to be available to everyone. It depends on the package. I'm not going to get into the retail side, but retailers are starting to find out that things are changing. So moving forward, I know prizes for tournaments will be unlimited packs. They will no longer be first edition packs. And pre-release, we can phase over to pre-release. Pre-release will be handled slightly different. So there will be a constructed build this time instead of a draft. I know a lot of people who have done it before have had fun with the draft, but I think because this set is so small, we're not doing a draft this time. There aren't that many characters to choose from either in this set, so we'll find out how that works. But I know from what I've heard so far, stores will be receiving a package where they will be giving out to players, and players will be getting 8 packs. They will be constructing a deck of 40 cards, and it'll be a constructed format. If you look online, you'll already be able to see that it's constructed for most stores. And with that, I don't know if those will be first editions or not. Don't know if you care about it or not, but just something to bring up. Other things to talk about is the Provisional Store Championships. Those will be going out, but the thing I want to talk about with the Provisional Store Championships is make sure that your store is allowing set 3 cards to be used. Some stores are not allowing for set 3 cards or decks to be played in the Provisional Store Championships, depending on when they're doing the championships. I think most stores have picked around the official release to give people a chance, but even still, some stores have already stated online that they just don't want to allow set 3 cards into the Provisional Store Championship because they want everybody to just use what they already have. That way to not scare off new players, who don't know how to build a deck or haven't made a deck. I do know that the starter decks will be releasing around the 14th. So not like officially released, but if your store paid to sell them a week early, like I said, not going to get into the retail side, but some stores, some bigger stores, maybe depending on how much they paid for their packaging for the next set, do get a week's sale advance. So they will be selling product from the 14th to the 21st. Instead of just selling everything on the 21st, they get a full week's advance to sell product. So check with your store to see what package they might have ordered and when they're selling product. They might be selling product on the 21st. They might be selling product on the 14th. You have to find out and talk to your local store. Because of that, not all new players, new people are still finding out about the game. There's still conventions going on, New York Comic Con, Origins, Gen Con, Anime Expo, other conventions where people are still finding out about the card game. So not everybody will have a deck ready, which I think might be a little odd. My personal take on this is that I feel like stores should allow set 3 because of the starter decks. The Endeavor and Eraserhead starter decks will be available on the 21st. So if that store is doing their Provisional Store Championships on the 21st or the 22nd, 23rd, anytime that weekend, I think that's the last weekend of the Provisional Store Championships, they should just allow it personally, because then at least new players can come in, buy 1 or 2 starter decks of Endeavor or Eraserhead, buy some sleeves, there are some awesome new Dragon Shield sleeves that I'm going to do a quick notice about. So Dragon Shield released 3 new sleeves: Ember, Fury, and Wrath. These are orange and they're beautiful. I freaking love them. They're like the same color of orange, just the background. So like these will be really good for Endeavor. That's why I got these. But I want to build, I want to sleeve up my Endeavor starter deck, put them in those sleeves, and play with everybody else. So I feel personally stores should allow at least the starter decks to be playable if somebody buys them, sleeves them up, puts them together. But it's up to your store, so talk to your store and see what they want to allow or not, because it's not mandatory that set 3 is allowed for the Provisional Store Championships, because some stores, I believe, are doing their Provisional Store Championship before the official release. Check with your store. I can't say it too many times. So that's pretty much it for the news that I wanted to cover. Just to recap, first editions may be phasing out. Pre-release, some stores will be selling first edition boxes, some stores will not. Some stores will be selling on the 14th full product and handling their pre-orders, so check with your local store. And for Provisional Store Championships, some stores will be allowing set 3, some stores will not. I know personally for my stores that I am judging at for the Provisional Store Championships, I will be allowing set 3 decks to be played or set 3 cards, because why am I going to prevent new players from coming in if they didn't already have a deck built? Hey, pick up these starter decks and come on and play. That's just my notice. I will be judging at 3 stores, 2 stores for the Provisional Store Championships. Cycle Turtle will be doing their own, but I will be judging at 2 stores, Core TCG and Games Gone Wild in Torrance. But definitely, as always, talk to your local game stores, check in with them, see what they're doing. If you want to do your pre-orders now for first edition boxes, if that matters, definitely jump on it and do it as fast as possible before stores start to escalate prices due to the scarcity of first edition boxes for set 3. And that'll cover it for now until my next news notice, or if I find something else to let the community know about. All right, so stay tuned. I will be trying to update you guys as much as I can on things that may interest you or you may have questions about. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about first edition boxes being phased out, or about how you feel about Provisional Store Championships maybe or may not allowing set 3 decks and cards to be played. I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you in the next one.